think I lost you guys. Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. Here we go. Starting today in Supta Baddha Konasana, coming all the way down onto the earth, shoulder blades press against your mat. As your feet come together to kiss, bringing the knees to get out in opposite directions. An early hip opening here. If that's already too much for your hips today, you have the options to place 2 blocks underneath those thighs. If blocks are not an option for you today, go ahead and place both feet straight, lying down in a modified Shavasana. Can you let your day go in this pose? If you're looking for a grounding practice this evening, go ahead and place both palms onto the earth. If you're ready to receive all this beautiful energy that we're about to create, place both palms facing the ceiling. If you're ready for an introspective practice, place one palm on heart center and the other palm underneath the low belly, feeling that prana or energy inside yourself. Shutting the eyes down here, letting the shoulder blades melt away from the ears as the crown of your head lifts towards the back wall. Following the natural cadence of your breath, just noticing how that breath makes your belly rise and fall. I invite you to set an intention for today's practice, whether that's something or someone that inspires you. Maybe it's a memory that makes you smile inside. Whatever it is, think of that moment. And then starting to bring awareness to your breath together, we inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, fill the chest. Hold the breath at the top of the throat. Open the mouth, audible exhale, let something go. Ha. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, fill the chest. Hold the breath at the top of the throat. Open the mouth, audible exhale, let your day go. Ha. Inhale, full breath, holding the breath at the top of the throat, and then sealing the lips, letting the heat escape through both nostrils. Can you slowly start to bring awareness to your Ujjayi pranayama? As if you're fogging up a glass or a mirror, start to create a slight constriction in the back of your throat. And then sealing the lips, letting the heat escape through both nostrils. As that oceanic sound or Darth Vader breath comes from the back of the throat, can you bring your awareness back to your intention? Settling into this breath, one more big inhale, fill the belly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly start to blink the eyes open here, maybe a slight gaze to the nose. Both palms come on the outside of the thighs and then closing your knees together like a book. Being kind to those hips, bringing both knees into the chest, giving yourself a squeeze, bringing that center line in here, knees towards forehead. One big inhale here, fill the belly. Exhale, lift both heels high to the sky, creating an L-shaped position with our bodies. Here in this L-shaped position, our toes are dorsiflexed towards the fins. That means the toes are facing the shins. Inhale, lift the shoulder blades off the earth. Reach past those thighs, activating that front body. We're here for 10, 9, 8. Can you squeeze those thighs together, sucking that center line in, lifting through the chest. 5, 4, 3. Pull the shoulder blades a little bit higher off the earth. 2, 1, knees into the chest, let that breath go. Start to create those low back circles. Moving clockwise. And then switching the direction to counterclockwise. Inhale, both heels lift high to the sky, L-shaped position with our bodies. Dorsiflexing the toes towards the face. Inhale, palms come behind the neck. And then we're bringing the shoulders to lift off the earth. Option to modify by leaving them down to the earth. Bringing the elbows to tuck in towards the thighs. Inhale, take a big expansive breath in, fill up. Exhale a quarter of the way down, bring the heels. Squeezing the elbows in between the thighs, take one big inhale here, fill the belly. Exhale, sink the heels, another quarter. Inviting those shakes into your practice, that means you're getting stronger here, yogis. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, heels come 2 inches off the earth. We're bringing those elbows in towards center line. Feeling those shakes, dorsiflexing in those spins. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Start to create those low back circles. First moving clockwise, getting juicy in that low back. Giving it a nice massage. And then inhale, switching the direction to counterclockwise. Starting to roll up and down the spine, grabbing underneath the thighs. And then taking your time here to find a few rock and rolls. In this rock and roll, feel the back of your body activate, moving parallel to the spine. And then once you've found a little bit of hang time, can you meet at the top of your mat in a boat pose? Maybe in this boat pose, you bring the fingertips underneath the thighs to lift the knees closer towards the chest. Maybe those palms come out in front of you, or maybe you straighten in the legs, squeezing in that center line, activating in the core. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, lift the chest, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, crossing at the ankles, meeting in a tabletop pose at the top of your mat. In this tabletop pose, our wrists are directly underneath the shoulder blades, knees underneath the hips. We untuck those toes, drop the belly low, gazes high to the sky, bolstering your heart towards the stars, cow pose. Exhale, can you ground down into those palms, round the spine, gaze to the navel, cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly low, send your tailbone towards the ceiling, bolster your heart high. Exhale, ground down into those palms, round the spine, protract in the shoulder blades, gaze towards the navel. Inhale, drop the belly low, open up the chest here, and then exhale, ground down into those palms, cat pose. Inhale, neutral tabletop pose, left palm comes out to reach in front of you as if you're shaking someone's hand. And then right foot comes all the way back, pointing the toe towards the earth, finding a slight inner rotation to square off the hips. Inhale, big belly breath, fill the belly. Exhale, knee to elbow, round the spine, cat back, crunch it in. Inhale, reach in front of you. Exhale, round the spine, crunch it in. Inhale, reach in front of you, send the heel behind you. Exhale, elbow to knee, round the spine, crunch it in. Active listening, we're planting that left palm towards the earth. And then making a huge circle with that knee coming all the way to the outside of the right armpit. Can you tuck that knee into the armpit while grounding down evenly into both palms? Sending the chest and crown of the head to reach forward. We're holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly start to slide that knee down to the earth, meeting back in a neutral tabletop. 1 cat-cow to reset the spine, drop the belly low, gazes high. Exhale, ground down into the palms, round the spine, gazes to the navel. Inhale to neutral, right palm reaches in front of you as if you're shaking someone's hand. Grounding down into this left palm here, and then lifting the left leg towards the ceiling. Dorsiflexing in those fins, sending the toes towards the earth to square off the hips. Plug the shoulder blade into the shoulder socket. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, elbow to knee, round the spine, crunch it in, cat back. Inhale, reach for something you desire. Exhale, round the spine, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. Last one, yogis, you got this. Crunch it in, round the spine, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, neutral. Bringing the right palm down to the earth, active listening, bending into the left knee. And then creating a big semicircle with that hip joint, sending the left knee towards the left armpit. Can you ground down evenly in both palms, pushing the earth away from you, finding a flat back? Sending the crown of your head forward, letting the knee stay to the armpit. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to slide the left knee down to the wrist. And then inhale, neutral tabletop. Taking a look at those architectural lines, wrists directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Active listening, drop the belly low, one cow pose, gaze is high. Exhale, ground down into the palms, round the spine, gaze to the navel. Inhale, neutral tabletop pose. We're tucking those toes and then rising 2 inches off the earth. Can you push down into this tabletop, slightly protracting in the shoulders? Gaze is in between the palms, finding the line of energy from palm to shoulders. Taking a look at those knees, making sure they're still hovering 2.5 inches. Pushing into those toes, feeling expansion in the lungs. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release. One more breath, yogis. You got this. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, sending the hips high to the sky. Ardha Uttanasana, downward facing dog. In this inverted V shape here, we're creating a V shape with our bodies. Our feet are hips width distance apart. Our palms are a little bit wider than shoulder width distance. We're sending our chest towards the thighs and then sending the gaze in between the ankles to elongate the neck. Maybe generously bending in both knees here to walk out that dog. Inhale, both heels lift high to the sky. Exhale, can you sink them deeper into the earth? Inhale, gaze is in between the palms. We walk, step, jump, hop, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift out of the Uttanasana, creating a number 7 with our spine. Shoulder blades press into the back wall as the crown of your head reaches forward. A completely flat back here, as if there's a plate of yums not trying to spill. Inhale, big belly breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up. Gaze is in between the thumbs, maybe take a slight back bend here, tucking the glutes in, gaze is behind you. And then exhale, swan diving, leading with the chest, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, high plank. Active listening, I want everyone to drop down onto their knees in this high plank. Taking a look at those lines, wrists directly underneath the shoulder blades. Tucking the elbows into the ribs, and we're lowering down for a modified chaturanga push-up. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, elbows to ribs, lower the chin to the earth. And then inhale, push the strength back up. 2 more, elbows to ribs, lower the chin. Inhale, push the earth away from you. Last one, yogis, you got this. Elbows to ribs, lower down. Inhale, tucking the toes, rising all the way up to a high plank. And then Chaturanga Dandasana, tuck the elbows into the ribs, lower all the way down onto our bellies. Untucking the toes, leaving the palms on the outside for Bhujangasana, low cobra pose. In this cobra pose, can you push the shoelace portion of your feet into the earth? While pushing the palms into the earth, sending the crown of the head high, and then tilting the chin slightly. Maybe you try and trust your back strength here, opening the palms up, lifting them off the earth, bringing the elbows together. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, can you sink a little bit higher? Release. Inhale, planting the palms into the earth, tucking the toes, and then finding downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, taking your moment here to maybe generously bend in both knees. Gaze is in between the palms. We look, step, jump, or hop to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back out of the Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up, reaching with intentions for the 4 corners of the room. And then exhale, swan diving, leading with the chest, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, high to low plank. Tuck the elbows into the ribs as you lower down. Upward facing dog, arc the chest through, pull the palms towards the earth, sending the shoulder blades away from the ears. Grounding down in the shoelace portion of those feet. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, rolling over the toes, Ardha Svanasana, downward facing dog. One more sun A, gaze is in between the palms. We look, step, jump, or hop to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up. Active listening, we're grabbing for the left wrist and then moving all the way over towards the right side. Grounding down into this right heel here, can you inhale, spiral the chest towards the ceiling? Take one expansive breath through this left lung. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, can you sink a little bit lower? Inhale through center. Exhale, switching the grips, grabbing the right wrist, moving over towards the left side. Can you spiral your chest towards the ceiling here? Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale through center. Exhale, swan dive, hinging at the hips, leading with the chest, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, you flow, you grow. Choosing your journey back to your vinyasa, tucking the elbows into the ribs and lowering down. Upward facing dog, pull the chest through. Exhale, downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, both feet come together to touch. Inhale, right leg lifts high to the sky, three-legged dog. Maybe pointing the toes here or squaring them off, pointing the toe towards the earth, finding a slight inner rotation. Starting to bend at the knee and creating big circles here. Getting into that synovial fluid in this right hip, maybe you switch the directions to counterclockwise. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, cat back, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, make a connection, hold. Three-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow, cross-body hold, sliding the right foot down to the earth. And then finding that wild thing here, planting the right palm to the earth, lifting the left palm high. Can you push into this right palm and send the chest a little bit higher? Inhale, big belly breath. Exhale, melting down onto our glutes. We're in a wide-legged forward straddle at the back right corner of our mats. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, forward fold over the center straddle. Maybe you dorsiflex in the fins here. Maybe you point the toes. With every inhale, can you fill the belly, fill the lungs? Exhale, sink deeper into the straddle. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, lengthen in the spine. Exhale, can you sink a little bit deeper? You got this, yogis. One more breath. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, walk the palms close to the body. We're sending the right palm behind our tailbone here to create a little kickstand. Coming back into that wild thing, push the earth away from you with the right palm, lifting the left, wild thing. Left palm comes to meet the right. 0 to 5 chaturanga push-ups. These chaturanga push-ups are going to help us get into EPK. So try tucking those elbows into the ribs and lowering down. Maybe you take one cross-body push-up, and that's great. Maybe you take none, or maybe you take all 5, meeting me back in a three-legged dog, right leg high to the sky. Right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the right foot in between the palms. Pivoting that back leg to 45 degrees, and then rising up, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. In this Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1, we're creating a right angle with our right leg. Our back heel is pivoted to 45 degrees, gazes in between the palms, let the shoulder blades melt down the spine. Grounding down evenly into both feet here so we can zip up through the pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, bring the palms behind you to create a bind, lifting the chest high, and then surrendering that heart down, finding humble warrior. In this humble warrior, we're sending the crown of the head towards the mat. Can you use your fists as a steering agent to send the right hip back? Taking one big inhale here, fill the belly. Exhale, rising back up, Warrior 1. Exhale, painting the wall in front of us, bringing both palms towards the earth, and then bringing the right foot all the way back, maybe keeping it lifted for a one-legged chaturanga. As you tuck the elbows in and lower down, choosing your vinyasa, upward facing dog. Exhale, big toes come together to touch, knees jet out in opposite direction, finding child's pose. Taking this moment to come back to your child's pose. Maybe coming back to that intention that you set in the beginning of class. Why is it that you chose to show up on your mat tonight? Is it for that physical practice? Is it for that mental practice? Is it for yourself, for self-love and self-care? Filling the belly, big belly breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, walking the palms close to the body, and then finding downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, bringing both feet together to touch at the back of your mat. Inhale, left leg lifts high to the sky, three-legged dog. Bending at the knee and starting to create big, generous circles. Moving in a clockwise direction. And then maybe lubricating in that left hip, switching to counterclockwise. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, shoulders over wrists, cat back. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, make a connection, hold. Three-legged dog. Left knee to right elbow, cross body, hold, slide the left foot down. Keep the left palm grounded. We're opening up, finding that wild thing or fallen triangle. In this wild thing, can you push the left palm into the earth while lifting the chest a little bit higher? Taking one expansive breath here. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, right palm comes down to the earth to meet the left. 0 to 5, crossbody push-ups, tuck the elbows into the ribs and lower down. Maybe you take one of these crossbody push-ups today. Maybe you're here for it and take all 5. Whichever journey you choose, meet me back in a three-legged dog, left leg high to the sky. Left knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the left foot in between the palms. Pivoting that back foot to 45 degrees and then rising all the way up, finding Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 on the opposite side. In this Warrior 1, creating that right angle with this left knee. Our back foot is pivoted to 45 degrees. Heel to heel alignment. So if there was a laser coming out of this left heel, it should bisect the right ankle. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release. One more breath. Control the breath, control the mind. You got this. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, bringing palms behind us to clasp, lifting the chest high to the sky. And then surrendering the heart down, finding your humble warrior. As the crown of your head reaches towards the mat, can you use these fists as a steering agent to send the left hip all the way back? One big breath here, fill the belly. Exhale, let something go. Inhale, lifting all the way up, Warrior 1. Just for one breath, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, bringing the palms to frame the left foot comes all the way back, one-legged downward facing dog. Maybe you keep that left leg lifted as you come into that vinyasa, tucking the elbows into the ribs, lowering down. Upward facing dog, arc the chest through. Exhale, big toes come together to touch. Knees jet out in opposite directions. Third eye comes towards the earth, Balasana, child's pose. In this child's pose, can you come back to that intention? Maybe using this time to towel off. Grab any water, maybe a quarantine snack. Take one big belly breath here. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, release. One more breath. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, walking the palms towards the body, coming back into your downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, both feet come together to touch at the back of your mat. Pushing the palms evenly into the earth, sending the chest towards the thighs. Gaze in between the ankles. We're elongating the neck. Inhale, right foot lifts high to the sky, three-legged dog. Starting to draw circles with that right knee clockwise. And then switching the direction to counterclockwise. Inhale, right leg lifts high to the sky, scorpion tailing right heel towards left glute. If the right armpit shoots up towards the ceiling, can you square it off towards your mat? Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, shoulders over wrists, hold. Three-legged dog. Right knee to right elbow, active listening. We're sliding the knee all the way up to the armpit just for a moment. Three-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow, cross body hold. Inhale, three-legged dog. Right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the foot in between the palms. We're rising up, finding crescent warrior here. In this crescent warrior, both toes are pivoted towards the front. Our back heel is lifted above the back toes, gazes in between the palms of the shoulder blades melt. Inhale, straightening in both legs here, finding an activation in that pelvic floor. Can you rise all the way up, straightening in both legs? And then exhale, sending the left knee towards the earth for that lunge. Inhale, squeeze that center line in, rise up, straighten in the legs. Exhale, release. One more time, yogis. Inhale, squeeze that center line in as if you're closing a pair of scissors. Exhale, coming back to neutral. Bringing the palms behind us, our pinkies almost come together to touch. And then sending the chin and chest high for turbo crescent. Can you ground down into both feet here? And then lift off of the left foot, grounding down into the right foot, bringing palms into heart center. In this warrior three pose, we're creating a slight up-dog quality in the chest. A slight bend in this right foot, dorsiflexing in the foot behind you to create a stronger foundation. One more breath, inhale, you got this, fill the belly. Exhale, plant both palms to the earth, standing split, left leg comes high to the sky. In this standing split, can you find an inner rotation of this left foot? Maybe finding a few handstand hops in your practice if you're here for those inversions. If you're with me, I'm coming down for a Shiva squat, tenting at my fingertips, sending my left knee towards my right ankle, opening up the chest for one. Exhale, standing split. Left knee to ankle, open up the chest. Exhale, standing split. Last one, left knee to ankle, open up the chest. Standing split, left leg high to the sky, and then come down to meet the right. Grab opposite elbows, ragdoll pose. Let something go. Generously bending in both knees here for this ragdoll pose. Inviting the chest to kiss the thighs, letting gravity do its work. Finding a decompression in your neck and spine, can you hang heavy? Taking one lion's breath here, inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, stick that tongue out, let that shit go. One more breath, yogis, I want to hear you from here. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, stick that tongue out, let that shit go. Grounding down evenly into both feet, a slight inner rotation of those toes. If you have lower back issues, I suggest you bring your feet until about hip width distance apart. Grounding down, bending down, finding that Utkatasana chair pose. In this Utkatasana chair pose, taking a look at our alignment. If our knees surpass our toes, can we send the hips back? Finding the natural curvature of the spine, slightly tuck the tailbone in, gazes in between the palms, letting the shoulders melt down the spine. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, sink 2 inches lower. You got this, yogis. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, palms come down to the earth. Choosing your journey back to your vinyasa, maybe you find a crow pose. Maybe you step back into your high plank, tucking the elbows into the ribs as you lower down. Upward facing dog, arc the chest through, squeeze the inner line together, pushing the palms into the earth. Exhale, big toes come to touch, sending the chest down, child's pose. Taking this opportunity to come back to this child's pose. Coming back to that intention that you set in the beginning of class. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, let something go. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, find expansion through both ribs. Exhale, release. Inhale, walking the palms towards the body, and then finding your downward facing dog. Bringing both feet together to touch, sending the heart towards the thighs, gazes in between the ankles to elongate the neck. Inhale, left foot lifts high to the sky, three-legged dog. Bending at this left knee, drawing circles with this left hip. Moving clockwise. Really getting juicy in this left hip. Maybe you switch the direction to counterclockwise. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left heel comes towards right glute, scorpion tail. If the left armpit shoots up towards the ceiling, can you square it off towards your mat, rounding down evenly into both palms? Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, shoulders over wrists, tap back, hold. Inhale, three-legged dog. Left knee to left elbow, make a connection, active listening. We're sliding the left knee all the way up to the armpit just for a moment. Three-legged dog. Left knee to right elbow, cross body hold. Inhale, three-legged dog. Left knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the foot in between the palm. We're rising all the way up, finding crescent warrior. So remember, the difference between crescent warrior here is both toes are pivoted towards the front, creating that right angle here with the left knee. Gaze is in between the palms or letting the shoulder blades melt down the spine. Inhale, squeezing that center line in, grounding down into both feet, straightening in the legs. And then exhale, bringing the right knee towards the earth. Inhale, squeeze it in, find that center line. Exhale, release, knee to earth. One last one, yogis, you got this. Inhale, squeeze that center line in, straightening in both legs. Exhale, come back to neutral. Bringing both palms behind us to slightly graze, sending our chest and chin forward, finding turbo crescent. In this turbo crescent, can you fill the belly, fill the lungs? Exhale, palms come into heart center, launching off, finding balance in this warrior three. Maybe choosing to choose a different hand variation here. Slightly bending in this left knee, activating in the right foot. Creating that T shape with our body here. Take one big breath here. Exhale, release. One more breath, yogis. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, plant the palms to the earth, standing split, right foot lifts high to the sky. Sending the right toes towards the earth to square off the hips. Maybe if inversions are in your practice, you find a few handstand hops. If you're with me, I'm tenting at the fingertips here, sending my right knee to my left ankle, opening in the chest for a Shiva squat. Exhale, right foot high to the sky, standing split. Exhale, right knee to left ankle, open up the chest, standing split. Last one, yogis, right knee to left ankle, open up the chest. Exhale, standing split, right foot comes to meet the left. Grab opposite elbows, ragdoll pose. One lion's breath here, inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, stick that tongue out, let something go, empty out. Slight bend in both knees, invite the chest to kiss the thighs here, finding a decompression in the neck and spine. Slight inner rotation of those toes, and a gap in between the heels. On the next inhale, we're bending down into the earth and then rising all the way up, finding Utkatasana chair pose. Just like life, yogis, when things get tough, we stay up. Can you ground down into those feet as if you're trying to rip your mat in two? Gaze is in between the palms of the shoulder blades, melt down the spine. Finding a slight tuck in that tailbone, finding the natural curvature of the spine. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, forward fold, planting the palms to the earth. Maybe choosing to find your Bakasana crow pose here, or maybe choosing to simply jump back, finishing that vinyasa. If you find that crow pose, you can simply come out of it or simply find that vinyasa, tucking the elbows into the ribs, upward facing dog. And then exhale, bring both toes to touch, sending the chest towards the earth, letting the forehead or third eye rest onto the earth. Coming back to that breath. Control the breath, control the mind. Coming back to that intention. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. In this Ardha Mukha Svanasana downward facing dog, bringing both feet behind us to touch. Right foot lifts high to the sky, scorpion tailing that right heel towards left glute. If that right armpit shoots up towards the ceiling, can you square it off towards your mat? Grounding down into this left palm, and if you're ready to flip that dog over, flipping over and then reaching for something you desire with the right palm. Maybe giving me a little wave here. Slow and controlled right palm comes down to the earth. Right foot lifts high to the sky, three-legged dog. Right knee to nose, round the spine, crunching in, three-legged dog. These will all pay off in just a moment. I promise. Right knee to right elbow, make a connection. Slide the knee down to the wrist. And then inhale, shoot it back up, three-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow, cross body, hold, slide the right foot down to the earth. And then lift the left palm up, finding that wild thing, grounding down into this right palm. Can you lift the chest a little bit higher? One big expansive breath here. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, left palm comes to meet the right. 0 to 5 Chaturanga push-ups, yogis. If you're here for that physical practice, I invite you to take them. Tucking the elbows into the ribs, and when you're done meeting in that three-legged dog, right leg high to the sky. Right knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in. We're almost at that active resting pose. Plant the right foot in between the palms, pivot the back leg. Rise up. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. We've been here before, yogis. You know where we're going. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, bring the palms behind us to clasp. Lifting the chest towards the sky. Take one big inhale here. Exhale, send the heart down. Humble warrior. In this humble warrior, can you use those fists to square off the right hip? Grounding down into this right foot, we're rising all the way up into toppling tree. In toppling tree, we're sending our chest towards the shin. Taking one big breath, inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release the bind, cartwheel the palms. We're landing in a warrior 2. In this warrior 2, we're creating a right angle with this left knee. Bringing the left knee to point towards the right top of the mat. Our hips are square towards the left side. Our drishti or gaze is in between the right fingertips. Letting the shoulder blades melt away from the ears. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release. Inhale, reaching behind you, committing to that bend in the front knee, peaceful warrior. And then exhale, back to warrior 2. Active listening, bring all the weight onto this left thigh, finding Skandasana at the back of your mat. Left palm comes down to the earth. Right palm lifts, finding that twist. Maybe coming in for that full bind here. Lifting the chest, can you twist a little bit deeper, sending the heart and gaze towards the ceiling. Inhale, coming back through center. Active listening, we're bringing all the weight onto the opposite foot, coming all the way in, twisting the toes, and then transitioning into our pyramid pose. So a little funky transition here. Maybe you shorten in the legs to straighten in both legs. Sending the heart and chest down towards that right shin, getting juicy in this right hamstring. If this is enough for you, you can always stay. If you'd like to up level, bring the palms behind you to face the back of your mats. Slightly bring the weight into this right foot and then lift the left foot, finding flamingo pose. Sending your heart towards the right shin, sending your gaze toward the knee. Can you inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release. One more breath, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, if you're in flamingo, coming back to the pyramid pose. Planting both palms to the earth. And then moving the right foot towards the right side of your mat. We're going to find a lizard lunge. So in this lizard lunge, planting both palms on the inside of the right foot. Can you push the earth away from you, sending the chest high and the crown of your head to reach forward? If this is enough for you, you can always stay. If you're looking for a little bit more, go ahead and come down to your forearms. Maybe you choose a different variation, bringing the right palm on the inside of the right thigh, grounding the left foot down, and then maybe finding a modified lazy lizard. Whichever lizard lunge you choose, commit to the breath. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, spiral the chest open if you've chosen to reach for that back foot. Taking one more big inhale here. Exhale, wherever you are in your lizard pose, plant both palms into the earth, lifting all the way up. Sweeping the right foot all the way back for a one-legged downward facing dog. Tucking the elbows into the ribs and choosing your journey to your Vinyasa. Upward facing dog, arc the chest through. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. In this downward facing dog, creating that inverted V shape here with our bodies. Our palms are grounded into the earth. We're grounding into the base knuckle of the index finger and thumb. Sending the heart towards the thighs, gazes in between the ankles. Bringing both feet together to touch first. And then inhale, left leg lifts high to the sky. Scorpion tailing the left heel towards right glute. If the left armpit shoots up towards the ceiling, can you square it off towards your mat? Slow and controlled if you're ready, grounding down into this right palm. And then flipping that dog over, reaching for something you desire with the left palm. Maybe giving me a little wave here. Slow and controlled, left palm comes down to the earth. Left foot lifts, three-legged dog. Left knee to nose, round the spine, crunching in, cat back. Three-legged dog. Left knee to left elbow, make a connection, slide the knee down to the wrist. Inhale, shoot it back up. Left knee to right elbow, cross body hold, slide the left foot down onto the earth, and then lift the right palm up, finding that wild thing. Grounding down into this left palm, sending the chest high to the sky. Taking one expansive breath here, inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, right palm comes down to meet the earth. 0 to 5, check in on the push-ups. I promise these push-ups will pay off when you see where we're going. 2 more if those are in your practice, and then meeting in a three-legged dog, left leg high to the sky. Left knee to nose, round the spine, crunch it in, plant the foot in between the palms. Pivot that back foot to 45 degrees, and then rise up, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 on the opposite side. In this Warrior 1 pose, creating that right angle with the right leg. Gazes in between the palms, can you rest and let the shoulder blades melt? Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, palms come behind you to clasp, lifting the chest towards the stars, and then melting the heart down, finding humble warrior. In this humble warrior, can you use these fists to square off the left hip? Grounding down into this left foot and then rising up, finding your toppling tree. In toppling tree pose, you're sending your chest towards the left thigh, or left shin, excuse me. A slight bend in this left foot to create a stronger foundation. Take one big inhale here. You got this. Exhale, landing at the back of your mat, opening the arms, and then finding that Warrior 2 pose. In this Warrior 2, we're creating a right angle with this left knee. Our hips are squared towards the right side. Our drishti or gaze is in between the left fingertips. We're letting the shoulder blades melt away from the ears. Inhale, reaching for something you desire. Exhale, committing to that bend in the front knee, peaceful warrior. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, bringing the weight onto the right knee, finding Skandasana or skater's lunge at the back of your mat. Maybe in the skater's lunge, you bring the right palm towards the earth, lifting the left palm high to the sky, finding a twist. Option to take that full bind here, reaching behind you for that clasp, and then sending your heart high to the sky. When you're ready, bringing palms into heart center, and then slow and controlled, we're lifting in the legs using our core, coming all the way back to Warrior 1. In this Warrior 1 pose, inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, plant the palms towards the earth. Moving the left foot on the outside of the left side and then finding that lizard lunge on the left side. So maybe you stay here in this lizard lunge, keeping that back leg lifted. Option to drop that knee down here. Maybe you come down onto one forearm for funky lizard. Or maybe you come down to both forearms, as if there's an imaginary string on the top of your knee and the crown of your head, lifting both things, finding that center line. Maybe you take that lazy lizard reaching behind you for that foot. And then sending your gaze towards the ceiling here, spiraling the chest towards the sky. Taking one breath in this lizard lunge. Exhale, release. Finding the comfortability in the uncomfortability of this pose. You got this, yogis. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, plant both palms, and wherever you are, meeting in that lizard lunge. Maybe lifting that back leg off the earth, planting both palms evenly onto your mats. Swiping that left knee to come all the way back, finding that three-legged dog. Choosing to keep that left foot lifted if you'd like for that one-legged chaturanga. Upward facing dog, arc the chest through. Exhale, bringing both knees into the chest, and then finding a modified hero's pose. In this modified hero's pose, bringing the palms into heart center. Taking a moment of gratitude here, feeling our beating hearts. So many people in this moment do not have the opportunity to be practicing on their mats. Can we take a moment to give thanks to our body and our breath? Feeling our capable beating hearts. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Full breath. Exhale, fear. Exhale, doubt. One more breath. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale what no longer serves you. Blinking the eyes open here. And then coming back onto our mats. We're going to play with EPK, Ekapada Kundonyasana, what we've been working towards for the class. So if you have blocks and you'd like to use them, you're more than welcome to. Those blocks give you a little bit more of a lift off the earth. If you're with me, I'm going to come into it first in this neutral tabletop. So in this tabletop, as we did in the beginning of class, take a look at your alignment, wrists directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're bringing the right knee all the way towards the armpit. And then tucking those elbows into the ribs, maybe sending the chin down towards the earth. So you're kind of in a funky pose here with the knee resting into the armpit. Inhale, straighten both arms, come back to neutral. Try the opposite leg here, bringing the left knee all the way up towards the left armpit. Tucking the elbows into the ribs and then sending the chin down towards the earth. Feeling how it feels to bring the weight onto this left side. Inhale, push the earth away from you, neutral. Now coming into a downward facing dog. We opened up the hips with those straddles and the lizards today. So on this next inhale, raise the right foot high to the sky. Coming into the pose that we did many times today, bringing the right knee towards the right elbow. From here, tuck the elbows into the ribs, coming onto this left toe, and then finding the chin towards the earth. Maybe you bring the gaze towards the right side and slowly start to feel that left leg lift. If that left leg finds a lift, maybe you find a straightening in both legs. Finding the side split, lifting the chest. Take one big inhale here. Exhale, coming back to downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to shake it off. Wherever you are today, no big deal. The point is you're building and conditioning your body to try new things. So if EPK was totally not a go, try it on the other side. You'll surprise yourself. So we'll come back into it as we did from the downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, left leg lifts high to the sky, three-legged dog. And then left knee comes all the way towards the left armpit. From here, bring the elbows into the ribs. Lower the chin towards the earth, sending the gaze towards the left side. Starting to move the weight onto the toes, lifting that back leg. And then maybe straightening this right foot. Being careful of your plant babies. Maybe finding that split. Maybe not finding it. And that's okay. practicing that awareness here from knee to elbow, strengthening in that core. Finding that center line, finding the pelvic floor really lifting off the earth. Now, if EPK wasn't in your practice, shake it off, no worries, who cares? Come back to this breath. Come back to that intention. Remember the reason why you showed up on your mats tonight. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, release. Bringing the palms onto the earth. And then coming all the way down onto the glutes. Bringing both feet out in front of us here, creating an L shape with our bodies. Being so active in both of these legs, we dorsiflex the fins, toes come towards the shins. The heels should magically lift off the earth. Finding a flat back here, straight spine. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up. Exhale, swan dive, leading with the chest, finding Paschimottanasana, forward fold. In this forward fold, I want you to think chest to thigh versus nose to knee. So we're keeping an up-dog quality in our chest, finding the integrity of the spine, flat back. So maybe that looks like this today. And maybe you have a bend in your knees. That's just as great. Be kind to your bodies, be kind to yourself, listen to your body. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, can you sink a little bit deeper? Flirting with pleasure and flirting with a little bit of pain, but being careful here. There's a difference between uncomfortability and pain. So if it feels uncomfortable, see if you can push a little bit deeper. If there's a sharp scream saying, ow, 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 pull back. Inhale, walking the palms all the way up, bringing the heels towards the glutes. And then taking that imaginary beach ball out in front of us, slow and controlled. A little bit of core before we come all the way down to the shoulders. Can you count all 33 vertebrae on the way down? Remembering to smile, remembering to breathe here, yogis. And if there are any sticky spots that you just want to give up, can you stay here for a little bit longer? When things get tough, yogis, we breathe through it, we pull through it just like life. And when you're ready, sending the shoulder blades to the earth, and then setting up for a bridge pose. Bringing the fingertips to slightly graze the tips of the heels. Grounding down evenly into all four corners of both feet. Lifting the hips high to the sky, finding the bridge pose. Can you ground down into both feet here? Lift the chest a little bit higher, and maybe sending the palms together to clasp. Pushing the palms into the earth, sending the hips high to the sky. We're holding here for 10, 9. Can you squeeze those glutes together here? Squeeze the knees together. Find an activation for 5, 4, 3. Squeeze a little bit tighter. You got this, yogis. Exhale, 1. Bring both hips to the earth. Bringing both knees from side to side. On the next inhale, bringing both knees into the chest, giving yourself a final squeeze. And then making your way down to your final resting pose. Taking these last few breaths to move into any poses here that maybe I did not call for, that you're craving. Maybe that's a happy baby. Maybe that's an inversion of your choice. Maybe you come down into an early Shavasana. Remembering what makes you smile inside, remembering that intention that you set for yourself in the beginning of class. Taking one more collective breath together as a community. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, release. Shavasana. In Shavasana, can you send your shoulder blades to press against the earth? Taking a full body scan, starting from the crown of your head, moving down towards the eyebrows, moving past the eyes, nose, lips, and chin. Noticing our shoulder blades as they press into the earth. Finding our chest, sternum, belly, hips. As the full body scan continues down to our thighs, past the knee, walking along the shin, down to the tops of our feet, to our toes. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, empty out completely. Starting to bring awareness back to the body. We wiggle our fingers. Inviting life back into our toes, we give those a wiggle. Bringing both knees into the chest, and then choosing either the right side or the left side to fall onto a fetal position. Mats and into the world is an opportunity for us to begin again. Grounding both palms into the earth and then rising up to a seated position facing any which way you desire. Bringing the palms to gather all this beautiful energy we've created, and then down to heart center for gratitude. Remembering that in this time of isolation, gratitude helps us fall in love with the life that we already have. Taking one final collective breath together, inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, release. The perfectly imperfect student in me bows, honors, and respects the teachers in all of you. Thank you for allowing me to guide your practice tonight. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis. If you feel so inclined to donate, 100% of the donations go to the Black Swan teachers. So go ahead and donate if you'd like. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you have any questions, I'll post my link. My name's Natasha again. Thank you so much.